Hello. It's another sunny Friday afternoon in the heartland. I would say happy Veterans Day to any vet that might be watching this today, but when I said that to my husband this morning, uh, he is a veteran of several overseas missions and deployments. He said there's not much for a veteran to be happy about. Uh, So instead of wishing a veteran a happy Veterans Day, it might be more appropriate to thank them for their service and offer our respect and gratitude for their sacrifices. So there's kind of a matter of semantics that many of us, like me, would not have thought about, but it's certainly worth mentioning. And while we're talking semantics, that's a good segue into today's topic, the ongoing COVID 19 pandemic. Semantics come in because we need to change the wording pandemic to endemic. For the last 2 years, most of the world has lived in fear of contracting this virus. We've allowed our lives to be so short circuited by this. We've all been stressed out by the disruptions, the effects on the economy, by all the political fallout. Initially, our governments shut down businesses, closed churches, schools, funeral homes. Children have been robbed of socializing and learning for a year, or sometimes more. I could go on and on about the negative effects of this worldwide disaster. But instead of going down that negative road, today I want to emphasize the positive. Yes, believe it or not, there have been many positive and hidden blessings. I think, for one, we've all become more family focused and probably even more spiritual because of the pandemic. We can count our blessings more easily because we've realized how quickly our lives could change because of this virus. It was that realization 2 years ago that led me to start writing poetry and sharing nature photos on Facebook. In fact, I'm about to publish a collection of the images and the words that I was inspired to capture from 2020 through today. It's called Finally Noticing Poems and Photos Prompted by a Pandemic. This book has been ready to upload to the printer for a few weeks now, but something nagged at me to wait just a little bit before pushing the publish button. And now that I'm getting over COVID myself, I think I needed to just go ahead and swallow the medicine and get it over with and then write about it. So that's what I have done. Uh, Here's a poem that I wrote a few days ago, and I'll probably put it in the book and use the backdrop of a photo of clouds or flowers as a symbol of new hope. The poem is called November Positivity. Thunder rumbles, rain pelts windows dim lit by a November cold front pushing through. A great day to read a book, eat tomato soup with grilled cheese, and nap sitting up. It's a good day as any to be housebound by COVID, the monster that I've feared for 2 years. It's a good day to lose taste and smell, with a new bitterness coating the tongue, while shoulder aches, coughing, and a drippy nose bring unaccustomed misery. While I endure a virus that has changed the world, will I be different on the other side? Am I paying the price of self indulgence for leaving the safety of rural Kansas for unmasked hugs and smiles with formerly virtual friends, to bond over stories, conference sessions, and local cuisine, and then back home to text sneeze and cough emojis? If I had stayed well, would my focus have diluted or reverted to the old arrogant nonchalance? I admit I knew the world was changed, fragile, yet heretofore ignored it. Now that I've met this new enemy, will I mutate into a new hope for the planet? The fall shower brings relief to a parched land. So, too, this viral boogeyman, now that it's landed on my number, I have survived, am surviving this November storm, hoping the world will be washed clean in due time. So I think I will include that as the last poem in my book. I'm not totally satisfied that this is what I wanted to express or how I wanted to express it. But for 2 years, we've lived in fear of getting this virus. I know I have. And in the past several months, as mask mandates have been lifted everywhere and the infection rates seem like they're slipping, some of us have thrown caution to the wind and we decided to gather again with our favorite groups. Now, I was already enjoying singing again with our barbershop harmony group and our church choir, but occasionally I'd notice that a member would be absent for a few weeks at rehearsals, and we'd later learn they had COVID. But we're not letting that keep us from singing. We make do with the absences. And for 2 years now, our Kansas Authors Club has held virtual conventions and meetings. This year, this fall, we gathered in person. And oh my gosh, what a wonderful thing that was to finally meet people we'd only met previously on Zoom. It was just great. The following weekend, after the Kansas Authors Club convention, I traveled to Arizona to join a gathering of a group I belong to called The Circle. Now, this is a group from all over the country that studies and shares spiritual practices. Now, the only goal I had in mind when hopping on 2 flights to Tucson was to have fun. And I had that for sure. But even better, I was able to hug and get to know the people that I'd only met on Zoom prior to the trip. Now, what was so ironic about that is that almost all of us contracted COVID from this gathering, this in-person conference. But who knows? Maybe there was a higher spiritual purpose in the fact that we all contracted COVID, those of us who hadn't had it already, and along with our joy in meeting each other, maybe we were supposed to all develop immunity. Most of us suffered very mild symptoms, and maybe we were just all supposed to stop fearing this monster and letting it rule our lives. I hope that if you've had COVID too, that you don't have any lingering effects. I've got fluid behind my ears and keeps me awake at night because it's like a pounding drum. It's okay when I get up in the morning, but boy, at night, I really have difficulty falling asleep. I've read, though, that this will go away with time. What I hope for you all, besides getting rid of any lingering after